Greetings, most beautiful souls. As always, it is an honor to be in your presence, and we really wish you to consider this for a moment. Many of us who are humble will be in the presence of a great being, a master, an avatar, and be humbled. There's even stories in your great books, your Bible, of kneeling, putting your head to the ground when angels or the Lord God appears. We wish to tell you that this is the same esteem we have for you. You just do not realize yet how magnificent and awesome you are. We're happy to bow at your feet today. With this greeting, we would like to impart a message about enlightenment. It seems that enlightenment has been surpassed in many communities that are working to raise their vibration and raise the vibration of the planet. It's been surpassed with the word ascension, ascending. And if you look at the historic meaning of those words, it almost always was associated with leaving your body, going to a higher place, becoming a being of light, and transcending the physical. And all that is laudable. But it is not exactly accurate for what is taking place on the planet now. Now, the goal is to be within the body. The goal is to bring the body to this higher place, not leave it behind. Making heaven on earth is what's going to happen, because in the fifth dimension, Gaia is already heavenly. And as you change your dimensionality and shift your vibration, you too will experience this blissful, joyful experience of being in heaven on earth in 5D. And we're going to call that process the age-old term, enlightenment. It is funny that the Channel Peter, for ages in his years, contemplated what it means to be enlightened. He finally, in a fit of laughter, just said, oh, well, it just means getting lighter. And indeed, that is correct. Getting lighter. And we wish to talk today about lightening your load so that you too can move with ease and grace into the experience of the Ascended Master living on earth. Enlightenment quite literally means that you're vibrating at a higher frequency. You are lighter because more light is coming into you. Well, we're used to receiving these kinds of blessings. There's many traditions in churches where one would receive a Eucharist or a blessing. And it's the idea that this is given to you. And enlightenment can be given to you if you allow it. But the most important thing is the allowance of it. Letting enlightenment come to you. Because quite simply, when you're in a state of allowance, you could ask your personal divine, please give me enlightenment. And boom, there you are. You've had it. It's been given. But it wasn't given externally. It was given by your sacredness, your connection to your source, you stepping forward and claiming it. Now, in our action-paction culture that we've all grown up in, we're like, what do I have to do? Show me the steps. What do I have to do? And there's many processes and sadhanas that people have done. And it does move you in that direction. But it's not really about what do you have to do. And that's what we wish to speak about today. It's more about what do you have to let go of? What are those harder densities that you have that are keeping you rooted in the denser vibration where less light can come to you and you are less enlightened? It's more about not what do you have to do, what do you have to release, given the state that we're starting in. And so that's really the gist of our message today, is speaking about the releasing process. It's kind of funny and terribly sad from the human perspective to watch the hoops people are jumping through, the gyrations people are jumping through to actually receive enlightenment. The planet is on that course. There's no real going back. We're on that course. These energies are coming to Earth, and ready or not, here we come. So this means that the things that have been buried deep are coming out. You're seeing that externally, of course, as all the corruptions and evils are exposed. But more importantly, you're going to be seeing it internally. And the question is whether you ride the flow of the river towards the cleansing or whether you fight it, because it's going to come up. And the old joke is better out than in. So it's going to come out. And for some of you, this is going to express as illness if you don't embrace it and release it, because that's all it's going to take. That's what it does take to come and be released if you do not embrace the releasing. And this is not to threaten or scare you or anything like that. It's to help you flow into the process. The Channel Peter got sober over 30 years ago with the beautiful AA processes. And he used to joke with his friends that he was grateful that God was able to hit him over the head with a 2x4 so he could finally pay attention. He was grateful that he only got the 2x4 because he witnessed many people who would come in and out of the program who, when faced with having to release what they were doing, would choose to go back out and suffer or die. And it's quite literally what the choices are going to be now. What level of reality are you set for? Because the planet is moving and it wants to move with you as lovingly as possible. But we must allow this. And that allowing takes some preparation, and that is in the form of release. We've joked on this vlog before, and the Channel Peter in many of his sessions jokes constantly, clear, 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 clear. Because that is what is necessary. In AA parlance, they called it made a fearless and searching moral inventory. But it's not enough just to be aware of it. You have to actually release it. And the release problem is quite scary because half the time what you're releasing is fear, and fear itself is quite scary, hence the name fear. So it's really time to brave up. If we want to up level like in a video game, you have to complete the level. You know, in the video game world, it's you have to defeat the mega boss of that level. In the spiritual world, it's no defeating. It's embracing who you are, that you are light. And those are always the words of love that you've heard before, but there is a little bit of effort required. And that is embracing the pain you're holding. If you do choose to make your fearless and searching moral inventory, you will suddenly see all the places in your life where things were not fully expressed. And it's not like it's a bad or wrong thing, but anything fully expressed becomes dense, or excuse me, anything not fully expressed becomes dense and sticks with you. And this dense stickiness creates a magnetic energy that keeps attracting experience to you, trying to break it free, because that's the nature of the universe, to move you towards your upliftment, your enlightenment. So that energy that seems like it's going to attract things trying to break it free will actually seem like you're attracting bad things, but really you're attracting the catalyst, the stimulus to help you go back to what it is you choose to do and become your sacred higher self. Now, what's most important to understand is it doesn't have to be a terribly difficult process. You just literally need to show up for it and embrace it. And you're not doing this alone, you're doing it with your sacred higher self, which is unlimited strength to do quite anything. I think the Buddhist explanation, if the memory of the channel is correct, the Buddhist explanation is that you are in a pit with a tiger and you're dangling it off a rope, and there's this tiger at the top snapping at you. You look to the bottom of the pit and there's a serpent, a poisonous serpent, and then there's just stuck. What do? Jump into the mouth of the tiger, because that is where the freedom lies. So we're asking you to jump into the mouth of all that you're holding, all the unmoved stuckness, the dense energies. And these can be as little and simple as fears from when you're little. Oh, somebody did this or did this, and then you had a lifetime of being scared of it. Could be some of the major traumas that many people are getting therapies for, and that's great. Not that they had the traumas, but that they're getting therapy for it because they're clearing and clearing at such a deep level. So please take it upon yourself to make a rigorous program of what it is that's within you that no longer serves you. A fear list, the reoccurring emotion that comes up, and then spend time with it. We've worked with the channel Peter to put many processes on his website to help you. These are all there. They're all free. If you're willing to take the step to cross the river, then you will get to the other side. It's not a matter of no one being left behind. It's a matter of everyone being willing to move forward. And that moving forward means moving through those stuck and blocked places. And of course, everyone's going to come in their own time, their own pace. The question is, how much negativity do you wish to attract and have it hit you on the head with a 2x4 before you actually start doing what is necessary to just swim and enjoy in these beautiful energies? That is the goal of enlightenment, to bring you to that awareness, to take those actions, which are not really external, fighting the system, all that. It's really internal. The action to sit with and fully complete the experience of negativity, the fear, the anger, the pain, whatever it is, to allow it to express in your body. This is the most important part, allowing it to express in your body. Because that expression will shake loose the density that is being held in your cells, in the cellular memory. It's going to shake loose that magnetic attractions and then allow us to replace. And when I say us, I mean your sacred self. Allow spirit to replace it with a higher vibration. So please consider doing the work of enlightenment, because it will make it lighter. It's only work now because your load is so heavy from the many lifetimes of not processing things fully because we did not have the consciousness to do so. There's no blame for anything that happened. Given our states of consciousness, it was all we could do. However, now we have enough consciousness to see I can make the load lighter. And it literally means going into the shovel and unshoveling it. And then you become lighter. And then this allows enlightenment to come for you. You can just ask and say, okay, Spirit, I'm ready. Give me some of this enlightenment. And because you've done your work, you will receive it. Now, the good news is that there's close to 6,000 people on the planet at this moment that are enlightened. It's an unheard of number. many cycles of time. If there were 2 or 3 enlightened people on the planet, it was a lot. This is how the energy is being grounded. by so many people. The number of awakened people is in the hundreds of millions at this point. The number of fully enlightened people is in the thousands and climbing. In our perception of your world, there are at least 8 major schools and traditions that are working on enlightenment, bringing thousands of people to enlightenment through their processes. And this doesn't count the millions of you that are doing your own internal work with your groups, those you meditate and pray with. And you're doing it under the name of ascension, which is fabulous. It doesn't matter what you call it, but you're doing the work. And those millions will become enlightened. This is all happening. You understand the critical mass will be reached soon. And when that is, it'll just spread like wildfire. So the question is, would you like to become part of that critical mass, or do you want to continue in the timeline where it's a struggle and you're fighting external battles? We're encouraging you to do the internal work. It's not really work, because the result is you become lighter. And of course, the reaction is, oh, that's scary. I don't want to. I can't do that. I can't go there. And that's a beautiful reaction, but it's a reaction a child will have. It's time to be an adult. And it really isn't work in the end. In the end, it's like, oh my God. I think the most beautiful lesson the channel Peter ever learned was how to clean, because he used to never clean. And he realized that when he cleaned something, he was so happy afterwards. He hated the act of cleaning. To this day, he still does not enjoy when he's got the buckets or the mops or the scrubber or whatever it is. It's not something he appreciates or likes to do. But when it's done, it's like, wow, this is clean. This is so cool. And that's what we're asking you to do with enlightenment. Except you don't have to go back and clean it, because it won't get dirty once you cross over. You're just going to carry it, and it's going to be so cool. So consider it work, or consider it lightening the load. Now, the channel Peter is not in a state where he could just transmit enlightenment willy-nilly, but he is in a state of connection with Source. And what we would like to do is spend a few moments in transmission of you embracing and releasing that which has been burdening you, fully releasing it, expressing it. It may be tears, it may be shaking, screaming, hollering, kicking, whatever it is you need to physically do to have it move through you and be released. We're going to engage in a transmission with you now. And during this transmission, we're going to ask if you'd like to become a little lighter, to just select one thing that's been weighing on you. You know what it is. It will pop into your mind if you just take a few breaths and relax. Especially if it's been reoccurring, it will pop in there. Or your spirit may surprise you and say, oh, wow, it wasn't about this at all. It was about something else. And you may have a memory that was long lost and go, whoa, that happened when I was 6 or 12 or something. And then stay with it. Stay with it. Express it. Jump into the mouth of the tiger. There's not much else you can do, because that's where our planet is going. And we're going to send loving transmission to help you move through this. So go ahead, take a beautiful breath. If you have not done so already, ask your sacred self, your source, to be with you now. Hold your hand, nurture you. Your divine mother, your divine father, sit on their arms, their lap, and get filled with love. Yes. And now, as you feel yourself filling up with the love and your cup is full, tell your divine mother, tell your divine father, tell your spirit, okay, I'm ready to complete this. and dive in. Feel it fully during the duration of this music. Do not hold back. Let it come out freely, knowing that you're in a field of love and you're safe doing this. Express it. Get a little lighter. You're doing great. Stay with it. Let it pass through you fully. Your enlightenment awaits for you. You do not need to carry this burden. Know and feel the love you are receiving as you fully experience the pain that you know is being released. Take a breath. Now that you've released all that, please take a moment just to allow grace, your spirit, your source, divine love to fill all those stuck places that you had just cleared. Yes. Please sit back on your Divine Mother, Divine Father's lap. Let Source hold your hand right now and just love you up. And just bring that into your heart, into your crown, into your body for the next several moments. Oh, that is nice. You see now, this does not have to be difficult. It's only the amount of effort is only equal to the amount of resistance there has been held over time. It can be quick. All emotions are like a wave. They will climb and then they will fall. And when they do, it will be your time to clear. And the duration of that wave is only as long as is necessary to fully complete that. It's time for us to end this video, as this cat seems to have found its way here. Please know, Source, your divine, really wants you to receive and enjoy enlightenment. It is sending that to you. And it is the game now is how much are you allowing yourself to receive it? And that quite literally means lightening your load, clearing out that which does not allow grace to settle within you, and you express the joy and peace of enlightenment. Many, many blessings to you.